I'm going to reopen the regular Board of Education meeting, June 23rd, 2016, Washington Unified School District. Why don't we have Yorgos lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Someday.
Announcements of actions taken in closed session. Item E1, Government Code Section 54957.6, conference with labor negotiators, WTA, CSEA, and management. Information was received. E2, Government Code Section 54957, public employee discipline dismissal. Information was received. Government Code Section 54957, public employee superintendent. Information was received. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a, oh, that's on the consent. There's no modification on the agenda. Okay, I'm sorry.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have communications and celebrations, the West Sacramento Summer Night Lights. We have Thomas McDonald, Chief of Police.
Good afternoon, President. Good afternoon, school board members. Nice to see you here tonight. My name is Tom McDonald. I'm the Chief of Police for West Sacramento Police Department. I have a couple things before I get started in earnest. I just wanted to say, number one, thank you very much for inviting me to the River City High School graduation. That was a really nice event. It was the first time I've ever seen an event like that in a ballpark of such, so beautiful. So I was really pleased to be invited, and I want to thank you for that. I also wanted to thank you for, quite frankly, Ms. Alcala. It's been about a year now, I believe, since she's been with...
That's
Luna.
Or not Alcala, I'm sorry, Ms. Luna. I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking... In any event, I'll get it right. Anyway, yeah, Ms. Luna's been, she's been a great friend to the department. We have had, she and her staff have been working with my department on many areas of interest and quite frankly concern. She's representing you well, and so I just wanted to make sure that I paid my respects to her and to you. With that said, I want to tell you kind of where I'm coming from. My goal as the Chief of Police is to work with our community, and the community is both, it's the entire city of West Sacramento. Of concern to me, and concern to all of us, are the children, our children. And it's really, it's imperative that we reach out to them. We have gang issues, we've got all different types of things that we're trying to address. And what I'm really looking to do is to create a connection with this community, with the children of our community, so that they feel comfortable. They have a safe place to come together, to enjoy themselves, and to, quite frankly, get to know even my own officers and understand that we are not the enemy. We are actually part of we want to be part of the solution for them. So with that said, growing up, we all growing up, but certainly for me, we were looking for things to do. And so in that light, we have created a West Sacramento Police Department in cooperation with a number of different agencies, not the least of which is the Collins Teen Center, the Parks and Recs Department, the Fire Department, Yolo County Children's Alliance, and a number of others. And we've come up with an event called Summer Night Lights. Working with Ms. Luna, we're basing this out of River City School.
Riverbank.
Riverbank School. Riverbank School right next to Kaboom Park. Starts off on July 2nd. I have a flyer right here. They're over on the table over there for anyone who's interested. And they'll run for 7 weeks. They run from 6 o'clock in the evening to 10 o'clock at night, and we're going to be doing everything from organized soccer, basketball, baseball, face painting. We're going to have speakers. There'll be food. What they envisioned, the picture I had in my head is one of the most enjoyable times I ever had growing up was having a barbecue and having people come over. So we're inviting the members of our community to these events, It's free, no charge. Matter of fact, on July 2nd, we're going to have fireworks. On the last day, we're going to be taking as many, we know at least 100, hopefully more than that, but 100 children over to the River Cats game. So we've got tickets for that. And so in any event, this is an event that we are looking for everyone's involvement, and I wanted to thank you and the board for cooperating with us. The school district is working with us, obviously, for the school facility, and also we'll be working with them for outreach and even buses to transport the kids on the last night. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about tonight was the National Night Out. National Night Out has actually it's a national event. It's been going on since 1984. By the way, there's another flyer here. And it's been going on since 1984, and it started on the East Coast. But really what it is, it's a single night. For us, it's going to be on August the 2nd. And it really brings various entities together, public safety typically, working with the community and really trying to develop an understanding that it takes a community to protect a community. And so we want to work with them and collaboratively with them. With that said, I've been dealing with this for virtually my entire career. But 3 years ago, it would be 3 years in a couple of weeks, since I came to West Sacramento, I will tell you that the energy and the interest for National Night Out is more profound here than I have ever seen anywhere down in Southern California where I came from. So it's really interesting, and it's very encouraging to me. We typically go out with a number of different folks, and the Marine Corps, Yolo County Probation, Dispatch, CHP. We had a radio station last year, Target, the Parks and Recs, and of course the school district. And your board, as I recall, this board went out last year. And what I'm inviting you guys to do is to come and ride in our motorcades, convoys, whatever they are. Posse, we go out together and we go to the different sites. We expect to have over a dozen of them this year, and so that's my pitch to you, is to come join us. And this is the chief of police reaching out to the board, school board members, and saying it takes a community to protect the community, and we're all in. So I look forward to having you guys there, seeing you at Summer Night Lights, and hopefully I'll be driving with you on National Night Out. Anyway, thank you for inviting me here today. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sign me up. Where do I sign up?
Oh, you're already signed up, sir.
We
Right
talk
now.
about
You
it
just-
as a board.
There you
We
go.
talk about it as a board, and we will. And just, I know because Mr. Pizzotti was not here last year, but Pizzotti. We did have a bus, and we did go around. My concern is, and we would love to join the convoy or whatever.
Whatever
But
we
my
call it.
concern was you hit a few sites, and my thought is, with more of us, we could hit more sites. So that's why I know last year we took the bus out and we went to other sites that you guys did not
We have
hit.
multiples of convoys, if you will, and so
Okay.
our intention is to hit different ones. So whether we all went together or went with the chief of police, or if we were to split everybody up and go with the different groups, we try to get to each of them. They're basically barbecues, they're parties, they're block
Sure.
parties. That's what we're going to.
And we have a bus, so we can carry many.
Sounds good.
So, but no, definitely, we had a great time doing it last year. We look forward to it this year. Last year, did the city of West Sac put on the Friday nights?
The summer night lights?
The summer
or-
nights?
No.
Because they did have something for 6 weeks on Friday nights, and,
The Park and Rec Department had something which was, relatively speaking, a scaled-down version of what we are
What you're gonna
doing.
do.
What we did is we envisioned summer night lights. They had something that was similar to it. We sort of put it all together. And what we're looking to do is to really develop something that's larger and more perennial than simply 6 weeks out of the or 7
Okay.
weeks out of the school or the summer, and something that goes on to in perpetuity.
because they did reach out to us, and they had a movie night, and I will say I was the only one from the board. Mr. Pizzotti was not here, so he gets a pass. These two, we'll hear about it later. But I was the only one that manned the WUSD table, and we gave out popcorn and stuff for the movies, and went over very well. Popcorn was depleted. But it was a movie night, and it was nice to see the community all come out and just sit out and watch a movie. It was a beautiful night, and the city provided the big screen. So
Beautiful. It's a beautiful time of year, especially at night, I will tell you.
and
So,
well attended.
yep. National night out last year, I got face painting, so I challenge you. Face paint, I'll
Oh.
face paint too.
The-
What we can
the-
do, you have a lot of room for some,
Got a lot of room.
there you go,
A lot
there you
of
go.
space for that.
So definitely count us in, and, we'll work with the administration, and we'll be there.
Excellent. Well, thank you
Chief,
for inviting me.
Thank you
Yes,
so much, because I'm hoping that some of our Latino youth will be, encouraged by seeing police officers out there and someday even serve on your force.
That's exactly our point.
Thank you.
And please not let it be known that, understood that that's why it is where it is as well.
Great,
Yes.
thank you
Okay?
so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Association reports, WTA.
Hello again. I'm very sorry that the YOLA Board of Supervisors this week voted not to seek a 0.5% sales tax increase that would have been used to expand services for preschool. That would have really helped our kids here in West Sacramento, and I'm sorry that it didn't move forward. I want to thank you for your support for this measure, and I'm hoping as we move forward that we continue to fight for more services for our preschool kids. And thank you for getting answers to us on some of the things we asked about last week on the budget. The responses were very helpful. On that, I know I'm looking forward to an audit on the solar system, having come from that industry. And I know how hard it is to quantify something that wasn't measured, that is the savings in energy. And so I understand that energy analysis will take a little longer, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. CSEA report.
Good evening, board members.
Hello.
Cabinet members, Superintendent Luna. Tonight's topic is contracting out. Under Article 28.1 in our contract, it states no contracting out without bargaining the decision with the CSEA. This contract, an agreement, we feel is not being respected and followed according to the agreement. A very small issue, and tonight's on the budget proposal tonight is P15, P16, P17, P18, and P20. Just some small questions that we have on some of our transportation contracting out. So we were looking forward to working with the HR department to discuss and resolve some of these issues and questions that we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Board and superintendent comments. Board Member Pizzotti.
Since school is out, there's not a lot going on in the district that I've seen, except for that I just wanted to say thank you to all the teachers, the staff, the administrators, and all the CSEA staff as well, everybody that made this year such a success. Thank you so much. It couldn't have been, and since it's been my first year sitting on the board, I've really grown and learned a lot in watching everything that has transpired this year. And I just want to say thank you for the education you guys have given me so far. And I can't wait to get started next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Alcala.
Thank you. I have two statements to make. On June 21st, 2016, at the Yolo County Board of Supervisors meeting, the supervisors considered placing a proposal of a half-cent tax for early childhood education on the November ballot. Polls showed that 64% of the public supported the proposal. The sales tax would have raised over $8 million, and over $2 million would have gone to West Sacramento. West Sacramento has the greatest need of any city in Yolo County. West Sacramento has the largest number of children living in poverty and the largest number of preschool children with no preschool slots to help them. Over the last 5 years, First Five has given West Sacramento $7 million. First Five grants to West Sacramento have fallen by 50%. Next week, West Sacramento will lose another $500,000 from First Five. In fact, West Sacramento is failing its preschool-aged children. That is why I was appalled to see our two supervisors who represent West Sacramento vote against our West Sacramento children. Oscar Villegas joined the two Republican supervisors on the board to defeat the sales tax. Democratic supervisors Don Saylor and Jim Provenza both voted for our children. Mr. Villegas' vote to keep the sales tax off the ballot denies me and all of his constituents in West Sacramento the opportunity to vote in favor of our children. This was money to help West Sacramento children. Shame on you, Oscar Villegas. My second statement has to do with the Supreme Court decision in U.S. versus Texas. I'm heartbroken because it keeps our children, our students, in the state in limbo. It's unfortunate that a lower court in Texas should control immigration decisions here in California. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And as Board Member Pizzotti said, it's the summertime, officially summer. I think it was yesterday, so there's not a lot of activities happening. I'm not sure if the 2x2 is going to happen next week or if it's going to be the following month. Is it going to happen? Can I make a suggestion to bring to the table? Because the rec center is next to the high school out there, there's a lot of problems in that parking lot, and it's always, even when the high school's there, with the community pulling up to the side, red curb, no parking. And right now, swimming lessons are going on, and I have gone through that parking lot, and I literally crawl my vehicle because parents let their kids run out from the swimming pool. They're not watching their kids, and cars are double parking and blocking vehicles from not being able to get through that parking lot right now. And it's really tough because I pride myself in being proactive, and I would hate to see a child get injured when we can do something about it now. But if we can bring that up in the 2x2, I know River City has that issue for sporting events and other things when we pull, parents pull up to that sidewalk and wait and open the doors and impede traffic, and it's just nothing but a hazard. And I know it happens at other sites too, but right now it's going on because of all the swimming lessons. So I don't know if there's anything we can bring up in the 2x2 or to work something out. We do have some trainings coming up. All of the board members have signed up to do some CSBA training anywhere from now until October, so we look forward to those trainings, and from finance to how to bring more money to our community and governance. So school may not be in, but we're still doing big things. So Superintendent Luna?
Thank you, President Cruz and board members. Just a quick note, I think because it is a safety concern that you've brought up about the rec center, I can contact the city tomorrow.
Oh.
And then we'll follow up at a 2x2 meeting, but I'll definitely get a communication out tomorrow.
They don't have cameras, do they? Because you might see me out there. But yes,
Yeah, we'll definitely.
I'm more concerned about the kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this evening, I have a brief update, and there are quite a few things happening in the summer, and I wanted to make sure that the board knew there's some good work happening. There are children on campuses during the summer, so wanted to give you a few highlights of some of the programs we have. First, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome aboard two new team members to our administration. Our first welcome goes to Amber Lee, and Amber, why don't you just stand for a minute, and then everybody can see who you are. There she is. Amber comes to us as our elementary services assistant superintendent. She's had more than 19 years serving in a wide range of roles that range from kindergarten all the way through elementary teaching. She's been an instructional coach to high schools for 2 years, and then she went into administration as a principal, as a director, and recently as the executive director of educational services. She's had a proven track record in preschool through grade 8, and she's particularly done quite a bit of work in Southern California, creating systems for curriculum and instruction. She's referred to as a strong leader, a collaborator, a coach to all staff, and a communicator with stakeholders across all levels. So we welcome Amber to our team. The second member we'd like to welcome to our team is going to be focused in secondary services. This is Andy Parsons, and we welcome him aboard. He will be focused on grades 6 through 12. And Andy comes to us with more than 21 years of service as a high school teacher, an assistant principal, a principal, and an associate superintendent. He's got a proven track record in high school with his work in professional learning communities, expanding CTE pathways, and opening up a brand-new high school as a principal. He is known for and referred to as an accomplished, well-respected, and student-centered administrator. We're thrilled and very fortunate to have these new leaders to support our work. They officially haven't even started yet, but here they are. They've been working, they've been meeting people, they went out to the summer programs, and they just dove right in because I think their real heart and dedication is here for Washington Unified. So welcome aboard to West Sacramento. We have some summer programs happening at our schools, and I wanted to make sure the board knew. We have an extended school year program, which is for identified special education students to extend their school year out. The second, we have an English learner summer program, and we also have a new program. It's called Bridge. It's a bridge program, and it's mostly for 8th graders going into 9th grade. We also have a Code for Hood program that is happening over at Westmore Oaks. I have a picture to show you a little bit about that. We have a boot camp happening, and a boot camp is happening for 5-year-olds. It's kind of cool. And we also have some credit recovery courses. All of these courses are happening at Westmore Oaks and at River City High School. So here's a picture of our summer bridge program, and we specifically created this particular class for 8th grade students going into 9th grade, particularly in the area of math. So the board has graciously adopted a new math curriculum to be implemented next year. And what we know is that this new curriculum that the teachers and the students will be experiencing next year is much more rigorous than what we have in resources currently. So we wanted to give our 8th graders kind of like a boot camp, a little leg up, an extra measure to get them some success before going into high school math. And there's another picture. I remember going to summer school as a high school kid, and let me tell you, I got to give a shout out to these kids coming to summer school, okay? So we also have a partnership with the Code for Hood, and our kids are learning. I had to write this down because I really don't understand this language. It's a very foreign language to me. They've been in for 2 weeks, and so far they have learned Python coding. And when I asked Kim Harrison what that even means, it's a coding language that they're learning. They've also learned a bit about digital media and have done some projects in that, and they are engaging in 3D modeling. So our kids are having a really great time in enrichment in the area of technology, and this is at Westmore Oaks if you want to go see that.
Can I ask how they get Code for Hood? What is
It's
Hood?
actually a program that the city actually, it's not necessarily a city program, but the city brought that program in, and we participated with that in the fall. Had a lot of kids participate in a weekend event, and it's just what they call it. It's about coding and getting kids into that
Neighborhood?
mindset.
In the
Or-
neighborhood.
In the neighborhood,
Oh,
yeah.
like in the hood. Okay,
Yeah.
got it, gotcha.
Okay, so the next program we have is a boot camp for 5-year-old kids. And as you know, we are going to be opening our dual immersion program the first day of school on August 17th over at Elkhorn Village. This is an exciting opportunity in our district. So what we wanted to do was give our little kindergarten kids a little boot camp so that they had a little bit of an advantage knowing what school was like. We're going to be reaching out to their parents to give them an understanding of what the dual immersion program will look like so that they understand their kids are going to be getting instruction in Spanish for 80-90% of their day, and then just to give them that support and the parents to know what to expect in this really fabulous opportunity. So this is a picture of a group of our kids, and they're busy there at their desks and really learning about what school is going to be like on their very first day of school. So we also have some work going on over at the high school. So there's a varsity football camp that's been going on, and I feel really, I feel bad for the kids. I mean, it's hot out there, and yet there they are, just like the professionals do when they do their football camps, getting ready for the season, and there's our football team. So they're out there in the field getting ready, and a team building together. Also want you to know that it's just not the summer programs that are happening, but there's construction going on all over the entire district. All of our custodians and grounds and maintenance crews are working together to get our schools up to speed, pristine, cleaned out, ready to go for that first week of school in August. So there's just an example right there of our track. It just got a fresh coat of paint. It looks really fabulous. So there's lots of work going on in the district, just with students and also just work around the district to prepare for that opening of school. One last announcement, just a reminder to our public. We have one board meeting, as is the standard in the summer for the month of July. Our board meeting will be held at the district office boardroom, and that will be on Thursday, July 21st. 7 o'clock is open session, and the board will have closed session at 6 o'clock. And of course, we want to make sure everybody knows that our first day of school is Wednesday, August 17th, and we will be back at school ready to see our kids and embrace another year. So thank you very much for all of your work, Board of Trustees, all your support to a really, really fabulous school year this past year. We've accomplished a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
We are to action items. 01, approval of the 2016 to 2019 Local Control Accountability Plan and Annual Update. Gwen?
Good evening, President Cruz, trustees, cabinet. I'm here to ask for your approval of our LCAP for 2016 through 19. I wanted to note a couple of changes since last time I was speaking to you. The superintendent responded to some comments that were comments and questions from our LPAC, Parent Advisory Committee, and our DLAC. So those questions were attached to the LCAP for your review. Additionally, there's a change on page 77 and 78. It was pretty much a clerical where we had to insert a box that was referenced in the first section and the last. One is regarding the new teacher induction program, and the other one is, just slipped my mind, I know it really well, but I have to look now. The work with the Central Valley Foundation grant at Westfield, Riverbank, and Elkhorn for our English learners. So those are the changes, and I do hope that the LCAP meets your approval tonight. Thank you. I'm here
Is
for
there any-
questions.
Do you have questions?
No, I just had a couple of comments.
Sure.
It's through the God, I can't even speak. Through the LCAP, the district has the ability to demonstrate its commitment to expanding programs that, we know are good for students, specifically VAPA. I'm so happy that this district has had the ability to expand VAPA, especially down in the lower grade levels, even in the beginning in TK. So to me, that is super important. Also, we have the ability now to address some of the students that have social and emotional needs, as well as through the service through social workers and, through outreach consultants, that we can help these students that really do need to have people reach out to them. So I really want to say that I'm very happy this is going the way it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, fine, thank you.
The one word that stands out for me is the accountability. And that's so important, is to hold the districts accountable and have a plan. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I know you guys have worked really hard on this, and it's just an ongoing thing that we'll continue to do and reach for those stars. And I concur with Board Member Pizzotti that, we are very fortunate to have that VAPA. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
We do need a motion to approve the 2016 through 2019 Local Control Accountability Plan.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the 2016-17 Washington Unified School District budget with a positive certification. Scott Landsberg.
Good evening. A quick presentation tonight. It will be.
Don't let her intimidate you, Scott. We do need some information.
It's only about 20 slides, so. It's actually not that long. It'll appear longer than it is because we're going to go through it really quick. We're going to highlight some of the things that we saw 2 weeks ago. Because in between the time we brought you the draft budget and the budget that you have in front of you tonight, there are no significant changes as far as what's going through the legislature and to the governor's office. The governor has not signed the budget as of this point, although he has received documentation from both sides of the House. So this information is exactly what you saw 2 weeks ago. However, as we tighten up things within the local control funding formula, we did have one thing that changed. And the change for us was our free and reduced population, our unduplicated count population dropped from 16.12 to 68.80%. Just by virtue of the formula, that reduced the target by $129,535. When the target's reduced, the entitlement will reduce. So the entitlement reduced proportionally by $123,511. And so the previous slide showed you the reduction in entitlement in red of $70.3 million to $70.1 million. And this slide shows you the impact of that $70.3 and $70.1 million on the actual funding that the district's going to receive. It's anticipated to go down by $123,000. Spending plan increases, identical to what you saw 2 weeks ago as far as how we broke it up. $366,000 increase to the unrestricted general fund for ongoing. Local control accountability plan was $804,000. Unrestricted general fund required of $2.3 million. One time of $1.3 million. So total unrestricted general fund expenditure increases of $4.8 million. When you have a change of revenue, you're going to have a change in your multi-year projection, so it did drop just a little bit, about $120,000, just like you saw in the previous slides. The multi-year projection is what you saw 2 weeks ago. No significant changes. It also changed your excess reserve calculation. We just updated it based on what happened on the bottom line. No significant changes. The excess reserve stayed the same. Again, as a reminder, what is currently not in the budget that's in front of you for approval is no additional salary and benefit costs, purchase of fleet vehicles, no additional excess capital outlay, and the early childhood development block grant is, by all intents and purposes, not happening for budget year 16-17. It didn't get any traction in the House. Governor can always blue pencil something in, but at this point, we're going to continue with the funding model that we currently have.
Can't blue pencil something in, he can blue pencil
Well,
something
pencil
out.
out, but he can, well, I always give him credit for the ability, he can do anything he pretty much wants, and he's gotten it, but this one I don't see happening. So we're going to keep Fund 12 funded the way that we currently have in the budget. However, the budget is organic. So you're going to see two changes in your budget by the time we bring unaudited actuals to you. The 16-17 budget itself is not going to change. However, the 15-16 unaudited actual report that's associated with the 16-17 budget has two things that are going to change in it, and the first one has to do with a prepaid expenditure that was done for textbooks. So what you have on this slide in front of you is an extract off of page 22 of the budget document. If you were to look it up, you'd see right in the middle of the page, there's a $1,046,000 prepaid expenditure. That's the math textbook adoption. When this is being run through the unaudited actuals, and mind you, they're not done with the unaudited actuals. They're still in the process. It'll be another 45 days before they close the books. What they haven't shown here in this document is moving money from the ending fund balance on the unrestricted side to the restricted side to pay for the textbooks. Because remember, we're doing the textbooks with that one-time money that you have in your reserves. So when that shift happens with unaudited actuals, the ending fund balance for 15-16 is going to drop by $1 million. That rolls into 16-17. Okay? So the only change that you'll see as a result of that, when we bring you the unaudited actuals, is the ending fund balance is going to drop by $1 million. Couple slides back on this, that ending fund balance for 16-17 on the unrestricted side was 15.8. It's going to drop to 14.8 because the cost of the textbooks is going to shift. It'll be done as a contribution. We'll show that contribution to you. We'll go, here's what we had at budget, here's the unaudited actuals, and you'll see an additional contribution of $1 million for the textbooks. Okay? Second thing that you're going to see is going to be different than what you have in front of you tonight is Fund 21. In Fund 21, that's your Measure V fund. This is on page 74 of the budget document. The two dollar amounts that are circled in red, if you were to add them up, that is the total of the project funds that we got of $24.9 million. So when they developed the budget for Measure V, they assumed all the revenue was going to be expended this year. So they set up encumbrances for it. Well, that's not going to happen. That was never the intent. It's a 2-year pay cycle, and then in 2017, we sell the second series of the bond. So as this rolls forward, since those bond monies are not going to be spent, it's going to roll into next year. So next year, you'll actually roll in a fund balance of about $10.5 million for Measure V. We spent about $14 million this year in between Bright, Bridgeway Island roofing, and part of the fire alarm. So the rest of that money is going to roll into next year. This fully encumbered everything. Again, they're still in the process of closing the books, and as they do that, that money will roll into next year. So those are two things that you'll see change that are of significance that we know of at this point in between what you're approving tonight and what you'll see with unaudited actuals in about 45 days. And that's it. The rest of it's the same as you saw 2 weeks ago.
You have comments?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. The budget that we are proposed to adopt is allowing us to keep our class sizes at the same level as they currently are, correct? And relatively low compared to neighboring districts? Is that correct?
Yes, that's an accurate statement.
All right. Then I would say that I think we're doing a good job with our budgets in doing that. And I would like to say thank you for, and to the rest of the board for maintaining our class sizes and keeping them in a good standing compared to where the rest of the districts, other districts around us are moving. So.
Thank you.
Board Member Alcott? Yeah, Scott, when you went through your, the presentation, one of your first or second slides, you had a gap on there. Can you go back, because I don't have it in front of me, but
Sure,
I
the
saw-
funding gap,
yeah, it was one of your first,
this one right here.
no, keep going. Okay, thought I saw it was 80% somewhere.
68.8?
There's not an 80% funding gap. In the prior presentation, we talked about the funding level is up to 85.4% or 84.5% of the entire growth of the local control funding formula, but that wasn't in this presentation here.
Okay, because I go back to the previous slide.
So this is the target, and what this slide is showing you is the target up top is what you saw 2 weeks ago. The target today is on the bottom, and the difference in between the two is the unduplicated pupil count dropped by 0.3%. And because it dropped by 0.3%, your expected target reduced.
Okay, so go forward, because there is a current year gap of 78% on one of these slides. Go forward. More.
I think I know, Shaka. Oh, this
Right.
down here. Yes, for 17, 18?
Yeah, but it says 73% there. I thought there was a slide that said 78%, and I was wondering how come the 5% difference? Because I wrote it down.
Oh, 63.96. Current year
Okay,
gap.
so maybe I wrote it down. Maybe I can't read, maybe my 78 is a 73.
It could be, and this
Okay.
is, it's your future year, and really what this demonstrates, and what you look at is it shows you the amount of funding increase for 17, 18, and 18, 19 are 2.7 and 1.1 basically $1 million respectively. And if you do the math up top into the revenue, you'll see that the total revenue changes about that much, with the exception of 17, 18. It doesn't climb as fast because there's one-time money in 16, 17 of $1.7 million.
Okay, I think I just wrote it down wrong.
Okay,
Any more questions? Thank you so much.
thank you.
I need a motion to approve the 2016-2017 Washington Unified School District budget with a positive certification.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item O3, adoption of resolution number 1516-29, approving California State Preschool Program, contract CSPP-6642, General Child Care and Development Programs, contract CCTR-6310, and pre-kindergarten and family literacy program, contract CPKS-6113 with the California Department of Education. Scott Landsberg,
Could I have made a longer title, do you think?
Well done.
CC.
Pretty good. This actually is a standard board resolution for you. You do this every year. You have 3 different grant programs that you have with the California Department of Education for your early childhood education program. Annually, you have to do a resolution. Your resolution says who is going to be your signatories for the grant, and on the resolution, the signatories are Superintendent Luna, myself, and the program director, Ms. Uribes. It's standard practice to have to do this. I think I said that already. Your program this year is about a $1.4 million program between the 3 different grants.
Any comments or questions?
No.
No.
Okay, for that, I need a motion to approve all of that.
So moved of
The
03.
adoption of the resolution of number 1516-29. Is there a second?
Second.
This is a resolution, so it's a roll call vote. Board Member Pizzati?
Aye.
Board Member Alcala?
Aye.
And I too vote aye. Item O4, approval of the MOU with Sacramento County Office of Ed related to WUSD's participation in the Capital Adult Education Regional Consortium, CAERC. CAERC, yeah, Scott.
So this is a new MOU for you tonight. You haven't had one of these in years past. You did have an MOU that brought you into the Consortium for Adult Education with SCOE. And I believe that started 2 years ago. The current MOU that you have in front of you is to actually continue that relationship, define the roles of the relationship, but most importantly, it allows the consortium to allocate to the Washington Unified School District $328,596 for 16-17 for the adult education program. That's about double the amount of money that we had last year, which is why you saw in the budget an increase in staffing for the adult education program. Is because of the funding that we're able to receive through the consortium.
Comments or questions? And this money is one of those that makes it possible for the young lady that talked at graduation?
Yep,
Oh, good.
I was going to ask what
Yep.
it encompassed.
yep, it's adult education, so
Okay.
it's that high school GED, citizenship, and the other things that are going on in that program.
That's outstanding.
Sounds like there's no comments or questions. I need a motion to approve the
So moved.
MOU. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
O5, Approval of 2016-2017 application for funding through the consolidated application. Gwen?
Hello again. So this is annual approval that you do. What we do is I apply through the consolidated application for federal funds, federal grants, basically Title I, Title II, and Title III. Title I helps our low-income students achieve in math, science, and English language arts. Title II supports our teachers and professional learning and administrators. And Title III helps service our English learners.
Thank you. Comments, questions? Motions? Motion to
So moved.
approve the application for
Second.
funding? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Gwen. 06, approval of material revisions to the West Sacramento Early College Prep Charter School. Linda Luna.
Thank you, President Cruz, Board of Trustees. This evening, we are bringing forward the material revisions to the petition of the West Sacramento Early College Prep Charter School. At the last board meeting on June 9th, the board entered into a public hearing and also a discussion regarding these material revisions. A quick review, the material revisions have to do with strictly the governance of the charter school itself. The material revisions will include that as of July 1st, 2016, the Early College Prep Charter School will turn its governance over to the Washington Unified School District Board of Trustees and become a dependent charter status in partnership with Washington Unified School District. After the board makes these changes and approval to these revisions, then the school district will then be working collaboratively with the charter to then work out all of the logistics with the employees, the collective bargaining agreement, and the creation of the middle college high school program.
Thank you. Comments, questions?
Yeah, I do have a comment. I know that there was some questions last week that were left some people feeling a little uneasy about this, but I just want to make sure that my position was very clear about the program itself, and that it's, I think this is a great opportunity for our high school students to earn their AA while going to high school and to, graduate high school with, an AA degree. I think that I can't say how many people will take part of it, but I think the opportunity is exceptional. And with that, I would say that this is going to be just something that can only benefit our kids. I mean, I still have certain questions about how many more kids are going to be entering our elementary school system that were a part of this previously, but that doesn't need to be answered now as a part of this discussion. So.
Thank you. Board Member Alco?
I do have a question. Our high school students at River City, are we offering this opportunity for them also on their campus, or do they have to transition over to this campus if they're hoping to get their AAs as well?
Currently, River City High School does have dual enrollment opportunities with the Los Rios Community College West Sacramento Center. And so they have a few courses that our high school kids are actually taking for community college credit. It's just that it's not the entire program where the kids are going to community college courses or in the morning with community college students, and then having all of their high school courses in the afternoon. It's just not quite the same setup. However, we do have students that do walk away with some community college credits at River City High School.
I think that's fantastic, because I think one of the toughest things is transitioning from high school into a college. It's just the whole social atmosphere there is very different. But I'm very confident this is going to be successful because you're here with us, Linda.
Oh.
So.
Well, thank you for your confidence in that. I would concur that we have a great opportunity of choice. We have a great opportunity for kids to choose another program within our own district. They don't have to go anywhere else. And my hope is within a few years, once the program is really humming, that other cities, other students from other cities and other school districts will see the great benefit that we are offering here in West Sacramento and be able to expand it even more.
That was going to be, actually, I wanted to follow up on that question, was to ask, will students, since it's a dependent charter, students from other districts be able to now enroll into our district for this program?
Because we are LCFF-funded district, I think our district has welcomed students from other school districts so long as they follow the inter-district transfer agreement. But because this is a specialized program, we absolutely would welcome students who have a deep commitment and a deep interest to be a part of a middle college, high school, and take advantage of this great opportunity. It will take, again, I repeat that it might take a couple of years,
Right.
because then the word will start spreading. And I think that's a really great thing for us in West Sacramento.
I do want to also thank the West Sacramento Early College, the board, and for coming to us and offering this partnership, and also not abandoning our children. I mean, we see in the past, some of the charter schools, you go to school and they give you notice and say, you're done tomorrow. And so I know, although it was hard and some of the things we probably heard that came in the past, they were working on fixing things and bringing it to our attention, and so we didn't have to abandon our students and bring a great opportunity to West Sacramento. So I did want to thank them for not being shy and tossing our kids out on the street, but becoming a good partner and coming to the table with a solution. So I did want to thank them.
Thank you. And Dr. Levine, I believe, is here in the audience tonight.
So thank you so much. With that, do I have a motion to approve the material revisions to West Sacramento Early College Prep?
Absolutely.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are to the approval of payment for 5 accrued vacation days for the 2015-16 superintendent employment contract. I will just state, I'm not going to have Linda talk on this on her behalf, but she has done a fantastic job, and that means that she didn't take some of her time. She has worked day and night, and sometimes she's there on the weekends, so we definitely will, I believe, have a motion to approve that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, because she has been such a busy little bee over there, working, cleaning up some of the messes that we've had. She's done such a fabulous job. She hasn't been able to take some of these days, and I would move this.
To approve the
Yeah.
payment for 5 days. Is there
Yeah.
a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are to consent agenda, and I believe there's some corrections.
Thank you, President Cruz. If I may bring one correction to the board prior to the approval of the consent agenda. It is consent agenda item number P.22, in which the contract was taken off of the agenda prior to the 72-hour posting, because we wanted to ensure that the board received the correct contract for this particular item, which has to do with providing sign language services for 180 days for 5 students who require these particular specialized services. We wanted to make sure the contract was correct. The board has the correct contract with them this evening in front of you for approval.
Thank you. Is there any? With that modification, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We are to board governance, board trustee self-evaluations. And I'm going to bring to the board in July, we did our evaluation. I'm not sure if you've all had a chance to look at it. Pretty impressive, and I don't recall if I handed out to you. I know Board Member Alcala was here, but I know Board Member Pizzotti was not here when Don Remley came out. And as a board, we did a workshop and surveyed where we were, what the superintendent's role was, what our roles were. Did I hand that out to you with the
The, yeah.
evaluation?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to get a chance to go through that. I want the other two board members to be here so we can have that discussion. Some of the training that's coming up is governance also, so it's going to help us. But if you don't have a copy of either one of them, email me so I can get you the copies. But I'd like you to compare the self-evaluation we did on our board to what our roles and responsibilities are as a group, and just kind of take a look at that, and we'll have a discussion more in depth with the other board members here, because over the last few years, we're really going in a good direction. I know, especially, new board members may be coming on board, and it's good, as you two well know, to have some kind of guidance or where we go. And I know in the past that hasn't happened, and sometimes new board members come on and they're lost. So hoping by, December, if we have some new board members, that we're going to be able to guide them and they don't have to struggle so much. And we all know our roles, and so just
Yeah.
take a look at that.
One of the things that I liked under the evaluations that we did of ourselves, so the question was asked was, I think it was, do we have sort of a mentoring on the board? And I'd like to thank you for that mentorship you've given me, as well as Sarah and others who have, Norma, for helping me understand, what the role is. And I think, everybody actually has. Katie has too. She's helped me understand what the role and what the governance procedures are and so forth. And since I've been here less than a year still, it's been a quick learning curve, but I can fully say that I'm trying to jump in and do a piecemeal job of putting things together and figuring out where things go and how things are supposed to operate. But without your guys' mentorship, I would be lost, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and the same goes for, all of us. I mean, it's a great learning experience. We have that great office at the district office that we hope that we can get a library going.
Superintendent, for helping.
Well, there's a lot of, some past board members had given us some literature on some things, and so some of us have some, and I know when board members do not continue on and they have some good information, there is an empty bookshelf that I'm hoping to fill that, if you have information and don't want to keep it, because I have an office full of school board stuff, and it can become cumbersome, and I don't know if it's been shared before or not. But if you have something, I'd say start filling up those shelves so we can go in and, educate ourselves. And it's not an easy thing. The first year is tough, but those CSBA courses help. Talking to fellow school board members in the area helps. And so, yeah, it's been a struggle, but I'm hoping that we're going to have guidelines, we're going to have policies and procedures. I mean, thanks to Linda, we're starting to work on all those things that have been done for a long time. So I think we're going in a good direction.
Me too.
And I have a great book that Mary Leland actually gave me when I first got on the board. I read, I'm almost done. It's pretty thick, but I'm going to pass that on to you.
Please, thank you.
bet.
So thank you. Future board agenda items, we have the first read of Board Policy and Administrative Regulation Series 0000, July, and then district homework policies, philosophies in August, and promotion and graduation policies. We always talk about this, the good thing is Cassie went away, so we didn't have too many graduates coming to ask us to walk, because we didn't, and most of the time it's been because they haven't passed the Cassie. But there are some other, school sites have certain rules and regulations, as eighth graders and so forth, if they can walk or not. So I think it's probably time to revisit some of those, because things change over the years. So we'll be revisiting that. Is there any other future board agenda items? Because I didn't see any forms filled out. If you have them,
forgot my form.
fill them out, give them to Linda. And with that, if there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn. Nobody?
You
Okay.
all want to stay?
Who wants to stay? Moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Holy